Okay, hello and welcome to this video. This is week 13's video. So last week we finished unit 12, which was the last unit in the book. So this week's videos will be going over the grammar. In the first video, we will look at units 1 through 6. We'll start by looking at units 1 to 3. I'll explain some of the grammar and give you examples. Then we will do a quick activity. Then we will do units 4 to 6, and we'll do the same. The second video will be similar, just with units 7 through 12. So this first video will look at... It's on the wrong thing. Give me one moment, please. Okay, here we go. So this first video, you can see we're going to look at pages 1 through 43. We'll start with a review of units 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. This first video will cover everything you need for the midterm speaking test, if you haven't done it yet, and the writing test. So let's get started. And we can see Unit 1. Unit 1's title was I've been running. I've been running. So I have been running. In this unit, we practiced the present perfect continuous. So the present perfect continuous, and we used since and for. So an example of this is the question, what have you been doing lately? So this question, you have to be careful, because lately is recently. In Korean, 최근에. Not jigak. Lately, what have you been doing lately? 최근에 뭐 했냐고. So, what have you been doing lately? I have been running. So this is talking about something that has happened repeatedly, so again and again in the past, until now. So what have you been doing lately? I have been running. So I ran yesterday, I ran 3 days ago, and I will run again, probably. I have been running. It started in the past, and it is repeating until now. So another example. So what have you been doing lately? I have been running. Interesting. How long have you been running? I have been running for 3 weeks. So this is my new hobby. I have been running for 3 weeks. Now it is June 3rd. So I have been running since last month. I have been running since May 15th. So I have been running for 3 weeks. This is the first one, for. So for tells you how long. How long have you been doing something? So you study English. How long have you been studying English? I have been studying English for 10 years. Another example. How long have you been playing guitar? How long have you been playing guitar? I've been playing guitar since I was 10. So since tells you the starting time. So now I am 20. 10 years ago, I was 10. So since I was 10, I have been playing guitar for 10 years. So for is how long. Since is the start time. It tells you the start time. Okay. Moving quickly, Unit 2. So Unit 2's title was I Wonder What It Is About. I wonder what it is about. So this unit, in this unit, we practiced making indirect questions. So you can see a direct question. What is your name? What is your name? But sometimes this sounds a little rude. It sounds unkind or bad. So what is your name? Could you tell me your name? Could you tell me your name? We can add some part of we can make the question longer to make it more polite. So it's making it indirect. So could you tell me your name? Could you tell me what your name is? So if we want to copy this, what is your name? Could you tell me what your name is? We have to change the word order. So here is another example. Where is she from? Where is she from? I wonder where she is from. So look at the original question. Where is she from? I wonder where she is from. She is from. Where is she from? So be careful. We have to change the word order in this kind of question. So what is his name? What do you think his name is? Why did he leave? Can you explain why he left? Why didn't he stay? I wonder why he didn't stay. Why do people watch so much TV? Can you explain why people watch so much TV? Okay, indirect questions. These are just making a question more polite or more formal. So sometimes you don't want to say directly. We can do an indirect question. Okay, and moving on, we can check Unit 3. Unit 3's title, It Was Painted by Banksy. So Banksy is an artist. He's a famous street artist from England. And if you are talking about it, we are talking about his famous painting. So it was it was painted by Banksy. We have to change from Banksy painted it. So let's look at some examples. These are called passives. So you know Bong Joon-ho, the movie director. He directed the movie, I've forgotten the Korean name, but the English name Parasite. It won many Oscars. So we can talk about Bong Joon-ho. Bong Joon-ho directed Parasite. But if we are using the passive sentence, we are talking about Parasite. So he did this. Bong Joon-ho directed Parasite. So I'm talking about Bong Joon-ho. But if I'm talking about Parasite, Parasite, the movie, was directed by Bong Joon-ho. So Parasite was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Let's look deeper. So he also directed Snowpiercer. So he, Bong Joon-ho, also directed Snowpiercer. He was born in Korea. So here, for example, we are talking about the subject. So this is the person who is doing the thing. So Bong Joon-ho, don't look at this part, Bong Joon-ho directed Parasite. He also directed Snowpiercer and Mother. He was born in Korea. He is friends with Tarantino. So Tarantino is an American director. And they are friends. So sometimes we want to talk about the person, the subject who is doing it. But if we want to talk about the object, so Bong Joon-ho is doing the action, doing the thing. Parasite is the thing. So we have to move the object to the front and use was plus ed. So it was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Parasite was directed in 2019. Parasite was nominated for many Oscars. We can check some other examples. If we want to talk about the object, like Parasite or the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was designed by Eiffel. This book was written by my father. Or if you have a smartphone, it was invented by Steve Jobs. So we can use this kind of sentence to talk about the object. So if you have the book, you can look at page 22, and we can listen to a conversation which has some examples of these grammar points. So we'll listen, then we'll go through the conversation. So if you're ready,
review units 1 through 3. Page 22. Listen and check your answers. Then practice the conversation with a partner.
I'm Tom Cloud of Fan Online, and I'm here with Mia Gold, star of the web drama Classmates.
Hi, Tom. But actually, I've been doing a news show for a few months now.
Oh, have you been making another drama?
No, it's a sitcom called Animals. It's set in a pet shop.
Okay. You're also an artist. Can you tell us what you're working on?
Sure. I've been making portraits of people I know. They're very realistic.
Next question. Your fans all wonder if you're seeing anyone special.
I am. My new boyfriend is Nick Adams. He's on a cooking show.
That's great.
What about you? What have you been doing lately?
I've been taking art classes, actually. I've been painting landscapes.
Cool. I'd love to see your work.
okay, one more time.
Review units 1 through 3. Page 22. Listen and check your answers. Then practice the conversation with a partner.
I'm Tom Cloud of Fan Online, and I'm here with Mia Gold, star of the web drama Classmates.
Hi, Tom. But actually, I've been doing a news show for a few months now.
Oh, have you been making another drama?
No, it's a sitcom called Animals. It's set in a pet shop.
Okay. You're also an artist. Can you tell us what you're working on?
Sure. I've been making portraits of people I know. They're very realistic.
Next question. Your fans all wonder if you're seeing anyone special.
I am. My new boyfriend is Nick Adams. He's on a cooking show.
That's great.
What about you? What have you been doing lately?
I've been taking art classes, actually. I've been painting landscapes.
Cool. I'd love to see your work.
Okay, so this one's blurry. So here we have Tom. Tom is a fan of an actress, and he's a member of a fan club. So let's look. I'm Tom. Sorry. I'm Tom Cloud, a fan online. And I'm here with Mia Gold, star of the web drama Classmates. Hi, Tom. But actually, I've been doing a new show for a few months now. So here we can see for a few months. So 2 or 3 months, for a few months. Oh, have you been making another drama? So she's been doing a new show since the past for a few months and still now. So, oh, have you been making another drama? No, it's a sitcom called Animals. It's set in a pet shop. So it's set in a pet shop. It's a sitcom comedy in a pet shop. Okay, you're also an artist. Can you tell us what you are working on? So this is an indirect question. Can you tell us what you are working on? So think about this question. Okay, you're also an artist. What are you working on? It sounds rude. So can you tell us what you are working on? Sure, I've been making portraits of people. I've been making portraits of people I know. They are very realistic. So portraits, she's been painting people's pictures. So what are you working on? I've been making portraits. So that's what she has been doing until now. Next question. Your fans all wonder if you are seeing anyone special. So again, an indirect question. Your fans all wonder if you are seeing anyone special. So remember, if you say something directly, like your fans want to know, are you seeing someone? It sounds rude. Your fans all wonder if you are seeing anyone special. I am. My new boyfriend is Nick Adams. He's on a cooking show. That's great. That's great. What about you? What have you been doing lately? So what have you been doing lately? Oh, I've been taking art classes actually. I've been painting landscapes. Cool. I'd love to see your work. Okay, so that was units 1, 2, and 3. Now let's move on and look at units 4, 5, and 6. Continuing this video. So unit 4, we had the title, Who's Your Best Friend? Who's your best friend? So in this unit, we studied about relative clauses. Relative clauses. So for an example of this, I could say, I have lots of friends. But this doesn't describe it very clearly. I have lots of friends who are interested in music. So this ending part, who are interested in music, tells about my friends. So this part is related to this. I have lots of friends who are interested in music. I work in a store which sells books and magazines. I go to a school. Yeah, you go to a school, but this, I go to a school? What school? Art school? University? High school? What school do you go to? Ah, I go to a school that is on a mountain. Yeah, Dongsa University is on a big mountain. So you can say I go to a school that is on a mountain. I have lots of friends who are interested in music. So in relative clauses, we can say who for people and which or that for things. So what about this? I like food. Oh, this is a very boring sentence. I like food. Do you like food? Yeah, I like food. Oh, you're very boring if you speak like this. I like food. I like food that is spicy. Okay, that's more interesting. What kind of food do you like? I like food that is salty. I like roasted peanuts and French fries and cheese. Sometimes pizza can be very salty. It's very yummy. I want to eat it now. But yeah, relative clauses are to make something clear. What is it? So it always follows the noun. So I have friends, I work in a store, I like food. Then we can say something else. I like food that is spicy, I work in a store that sells books. Do you like people? Do you like people? Do I like people? Do you like people who are talkative, who talk a lot? Do you like people who smoke? We can make the noun more clear. Okay, so on to unit 5, gotta have it, gotta have it. In this unit, we practiced infinitives and gerunds. So infinitives, I use my phone to send messages. So this is the verb send. To send is the infinitive. I use my phone for sending messages. Sending is the gerund. To send, sending, it's the same. I use my phone to send messages. I use my phone for sending messages. These sentences are the same. Let's look at some examples. I use my bike to keep fit. I use my bike for keeping fit. It's good for exercise. Some other examples. So I use a smartphone. You must have a passport. Do you have a passport? You must have a passport to go overseas. Do you use Papago? I use Papago to look upwards. I use Papago for looking upwards. Do you have Wi-Fi in your home? Yeah, of course. Everyone has Wi-Fi. Why? I have Wi-Fi to connect to the internet. I have Wi-Fi for surfing the internet. We can say to do or for doing. Okay, and Unit 6, this is the last one in this first video. He'd never been abroad. He had never been abroad. Unit 6, we were using past perfect. This is to show when one event happened, but it took place before another event. So we can see, we arrived at 8:30. The party started at 8. So which one happened first? Of course, the party started at 8. Then 30 minutes later, we arrived. So it was 8:30. This is in the past. We arrived at 8:30. When we arrived at 8:30, the party had already started. It had started. The party started at 8. We arrived at 8:30. When we arrived, the party had already started. So we're using this past perfect had plus PP, started, started, to show that something had happened first before this one. So the party had already started when we arrived. I'll do another example. When we arrived, when I called, she had already left. So I called my mom at 5:15, but she was at work. She finished work at 5 and she went to the cafe. So when I called my mom's office at 5:30, she had already left. She had already left. When my friend got to the airport, the plane had already taken off. Oh my God, she was late. My friend was late. Another example, I went to Seoul for the first time. I was 22, now I am 32. So this is my story. It happened 10 years ago. I went to Seoul for the first time when I was 22. I had never been to Seoul before. I had never been to Seoul before. Okay. Anyway, let's look at the listening exercise. This is on page 42, so you can check that. Let's listen and then we can look at the example.
Review units 4 to 6. Page 42. Listen and check your answers. Then practice the conversation with a partner.
Excuse me, is that suitcase yours?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, okay. I have one that looks just like it, but I think the airline lost it.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, my first flight was late. After everyone had gotten on the plane, we sat on the runway for 3 hours.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I tried to wait patiently, but it was awful.
I was on a flight like that once. Luckily, they'd put me next to someone who was cool and talkative.
Lucky you. I was next to a couple who argued noisily the whole time.
So, did you miss your connecting flight?
No, amazingly, it hadn't left yet. But where's my bag? I'm getting pessimistic.
You'll find it. Can I do anything to help?
You're so generous. Actually, can I use your phone? I hadn't planned on losing my luggage, so I packed mine in my bag.
So now let's look at the conversation. Eva and Wei. So let's see. Excuse me, is that suitcase yours? Oh, yes it is. Okay, I have one that looks just like it. So remember, I have a suitcase. So think about, is that suitcase yours? Oh, yes it is. Okay, I have a suitcase. Sounds strange. I have one that looks just like it. So I have a suitcase that looks like your suitcase. But I think the airline lost it. Oh no! What happened? Well, my first flight was late. After everyone had gotten on the plane, we sat on the runway for 3 hours. So we sat on the runway for 3 hours after we had gotten on the plane. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I tried to wait patiently, but it was awful. I was on a flight like that once. Luckily, they put me next to someone who was cool and talkative. So I was on a flight, I was on an airplane, and I sat next to someone. Okay. I sat next to someone who was cool. They were cool, so it was good. Lucky you. I was next to a couple who argued noisily the whole time. So, did you miss your connecting flight? No, amazingly, it hadn't left. But where's my bag? I'm getting pessimistic. I'm not feeling happy or lucky. I'm feeling negative. You'll find it. Can I do anything to help? Oh, you're so generous. Actually, can I use your phone? I hadn't planned on losing my luggage, so I packed mine in my bag. Big mistake. Okay, anyway, that was the first video. We reviewed units 1 through 6, so I hope that this will be useful for the midterm tests if you haven't done it, and it will also be useful for the final writing test. Okay, so study hard, make sure you've done the homework, and I'll see you in part 2.